Hey everyone, today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the new Star Wars Retro Collection Dengar and IG-88 box set. So this is set number 2 of 3 to get all of the Empire Strikes Back bounty hunters into the Retro Collection. So I do have the first box set sitting right here next to us with Boba Fett and Bosk. And so today we're going to check out Dengar and IG-88. Now, if we look at the boxes, so just because of Dengar having that kind of big backpack on, the box itself is a lot thicker. So the bubble is going to be a little deeper on this one. But the box itself, obviously very similar style to the first set. It's got the bounty hunter picture on the back. And so we're still waiting the third box set of Zuckuss and Forlom will be coming out in spring of 2023. So we're 2/3 of the way there now. But overall, the box looks pretty nice. I kind of like the styling. The weathering, love it or hate it, it's here to stay. But I do like that we're getting kind of the box sets. So we're going to open these up. We'll take a look at the card backs. All right, so these card backs are kind of the flimsier card stock. Hopefully by the time the third wave or the third box set of Bounty Hunters comes out, maybe they've transitioned to the thicker card stock that we saw with the box set for the original 6. We'll have to wait and see. Only time will tell. But the Dengar, now the card back here, I heard that they did some kind of digital updating of the face to make it a little more clear. But generally speaking, I think this card back looks pretty cool. I think he looks pretty menacing there. And just kind of standard, the back of the package just has just the 2. So they've been doing kind of a list of the whole wave. With these, it's kind of a wave of 2, so just has IG-88 and Dengar on the back. So there's that one, and then we have IG-88. So again, the card art here looks pretty crisp to me. So I don't have these on card from the original line. So I don't really have anything to compare that side by side. I do have them loose that I will be be breaking them out once these are open to kind of compare side by side. But card art looks good. Wish the card backs were a little less flimsy, but at least they are kind of transitioning that. And judging by the box set of 6, they are at least going to transition this line to those as well, not just the vintage collection. So good things to come, or at least better things to come with this line. The one thing to note, these are not unpunched like the box set of 6 was unpunched. So, again, it is what it is. But we are going to open these up, so none of that matters. All right. Here we have our favorite, or maybe second favorite, IG unit. So we have IG-88. Coloring on him, we actually he's our second IG unit in the Retro Collection. We had IG-11, with the Mando wave, and he was real kind of copper colored. So this is more the kind of silver grayish coloring. And he does have he has blue, kind of a rifle and blaster. So those are kind of in line, I believe, with at least the most common weapons that came with IG-88. I'm not sure if maybe there were variations of the weapon color, but my understanding is that they were pretty much this navy blue. So these actually, the weapons feel pretty firm and sturdy. There have been a couple weapons recently, especially in the vintage collection recently, that have been real flimsy and real kind of gummy. These feel pretty firm and sturdy. So he holds them pretty well, so that's good. So I do want to compare this side by side. I flip-flopped how he's holding his weapons, but that's good. So actually the original Looks a little more kind of shiny metallic versus the Retro Collection one here on the right. Looks a little more flat colored, which is kind of interesting. So I'm not sure how much of that gloss comes through. It looks like you can see kind of a good difference there. But yeah, definitely a little more metallic. So I would have liked to see that kind of carry over into the Retro Collection, but all in all, the mold looks pretty good. Maybe not quite as crisp in the detailing, and that's been pretty standard across the line. But this one's pretty close, so no major complaints there. But the rifle, now the rifle is slightly different. I'm not sure how well that's picking that up, which I actually like. I don't want them to be just an identical copy. I want to be able to tell which one's an original, which one's Retro Collection. You know, otherwise it kind of muddies the market a little bit and makes things confusing for collectors. So a little bit of difference. I think if I had the two, I could kind of tell which one was which. So that is nice. So we'll see if he stands up. All right, he stands pretty easily, so that's good. All right, we'll break into Dengar next. Okay. So again, Dengar has that real big backpack, or whatever you want to call that, which makes his bubble and packaging just so thick. He looks pretty good. His face looks a little pale, which I do believe is probably kind of how it should look. The sculpting on the front, on the chest plate, looks nice. I will kind of compare this to the original in just a moment. But overall, the coloring and everything looks pretty similar to me. So, and then he does come with the one large rifle. I think this is one of the cooler accessories that we get. So, all right, so comparing original on the left, retro on the right. So yeah, the scarring on his face on the original looks to be maybe a little painted and a little more glossy, but otherwise pretty similar. I mean, they got this one just about spot on. Chest plate, again, the Retro Collection maybe is a little softer in the sculpting, but generally speaking, not all that far off. So the backpack looks pretty much identical. The coloring, you know, maybe slightly off, but not by much. So overall, really nice job with both of these figures. I'm very happy with these. Neither of these are my favorites out of the bounty hunters, but I obviously, you know, you have to have all six if they're going to make all six. One thing I did want to compare is just IG-11 versus IG-88. So again, the IG-11 came out with the Mandalorian wave a while back, maybe a year or so ago. And, you know, so obviously there's going to be some similarities and some differences with the sculpt. So it does look like the arms and the legs are the exact same, and the head are the exact same sculpt. Which makes sense. And then the torso, you know, so kind of this lower chest plate, and then some of the back, although IG-11 has some additional kind of tubes there. So a lot of overlap there, but then just with the kind of girth of these, you know, shoulder straps on IG-11, that's blocking a lot of it. So, you know, probably started with the same sculpt, but really had to make a lot of modifications to it. So I did just want to kind of touch on that and just look at the differences. The rifles look to be the same mold, just different colors. And obviously the IG units themselves are very different in color. So very copper, very grayish silver for IG-88s. So there is that set 2 of the bounty hunters. So still waiting on set number 3 with Forlom and Zuckus. So I will be doing a review of those when those finally come out. But let me know your thoughts on these. How do you like Dengar and IG-88? Did you add these to your collection? Leave a comment below. And of course, make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to our channel if you want to stay up to date with all of our toy reviews. All right, thanks, and may the force be with you.